Hi. Hello, everybody. Destruction Cyborg here, and this is the end of the Bobbysfun controversy. This is the final video, and as you can tell, it's a pretty long one. So, I've been thinking, how do I portray this video? A storytime animation? Nah, that would take too long. A video where I just talk and there's just background? Nah, I've done too many of those. They're getting boring. No. What I'm gonna do here is, we are going to go through this man's acts of crime via a court case. Yes, a court case. We have full exhibits on this man, Bobbysfun. And I'm gonna go over everything, beginning to end. Every single little thing. Now, let us begin.
Exhibit A.
Let's go back to the past, before the whole online controversy. Bobbysfun, or just Bobby for short, was an interesting figure. He stood out in the class, having his own channel of 250,000 subscribers, and was an honestly pretty fun guy to be around. Eventually, after a certain incident, me and Bobbysfun ended up getting into a bit of a catastrophe, if I say so myself. And I ended up losing that fight. Very badly. This stick fight is an accurate representation of what happened. After that event, I was banished for a few weeks, so was Bobby, and I was told of the craziest thing I have ever heard. Now, let me tell you all of what I heard. So apparently that whole fight with Bobby I had paled in comparison to how many fights this man has gotten into. According to multiple sites, Bobbysfun has gotten into around 100 fights throughout his entire school year. This one guy ran 100 fades. Now, how is this man not banished from existence yet? I don't know. But that is the end of Exhibit A. So let's sum this up real quick. We have 100 counts of assault. We have 2 counts of bullying. Did I not mention that earlier? And that is it for Exhibit A. Insane work.
Exhibit B.
So after about 2 years of fighting Bobbysfun, Mr. ZY, which was a friend of Bobby's and mine's at that point, decided to make a truce between me and Bobby. So, we promised to leave each other alone as long as nothing happened. And, well, he kind of broke that truce. See, a few months after we made the truce, Bobby decided to text Mr. ZY to tell him to call me a shithole if I ever tried something, which was a clear breaking of the rules. I went and created the video, Bobbysfun is not who you think he is. And if you want to, I recommend going to my playlist, the Bobbysfun controversy, and watching the videos as I have them in manual. From this one all the way down to this one. So, that was it, right? That was the end of the controversy, right? Nothing else happened, right? No! Exhibit B wrap up. First, after we add the things to Exhibit A on there, we have more attempts of assault, attempts of harassment if you've seen his videos, literally threaten me, and attempt of breaking a truce that would cause in peace. So technically, in a way, he provoked violence. It's time for the bonus exhibit! So you've got to be wondering after all this, What is this man? Why is he so hell-bent on destruction and chaos and violence? Well, let me tell you about the backstory of Bobbysfun. As a neurodivergent kid, Bobby looked up to his father, as normal people do, though tragedy struck quickly. As a young kid, Bobby lost his father to cancer. I personally couldn't think of a more traumatic event than that. Being fully honest here, I sympathize with Bobby on this one. Really. It is a shame that someone that young at the time had to go through that. So, in respect for Bobby's father and not Bobby, we will be moving away from Bobbysfun for a few seconds to speak about this freaking bum called This hating disgusting should be burning in the pits of hell. Ahem. Now, I should and would start flaming this guy, but I've got to get to something that I should put in the bonus exhibit, and that is the live stream. I'll let this play out, and yeah.
Biggest roast of the century just happened.
Where, Josh?
He sounds like, Nelson from The Simpsons.
I did it right now.
Okay. Alright. Did you just see what he put in the chat?
Wow.
He said, the Bobby. Okay. That was an okay comeback. I've worked my hind off for 4 years doing this. Not just on this channel, but across, 6 different channels. Nobody can disrespect me. I don't take anything to heart anymore. Because I know anybody that comes after me is just a wannabe loser. Objection!
1, I have more subscribers and views than you on your gaming channel, and I've been here for 1 year while your gaming channel's been there for 2. And number 2, if you're really that much of a stand-up guy, then how come you've done all of the crap we've mentioned before? This guy, bro, never fails to get on my nerves. Anyway, time for the final exhibit, and this is where things get serious, and I don't mean that in a good way. It all started when me, Vinny, and Sir ZY were in a VC. Vinny was asking, since he's seen the Bobbysfun controversy, who is this guy? I called Mr. Random in to help me explain, and the rest is history. Mr. ZY speaks. I still have his number. Vinny asked for the number, and Mr. Random gave it to him. And to everyone's surprise, he actually responds. And after he stopped responding to Vinny, I decided to do a little bit of trolling on my own. So I sent him a few things. I said I was gonna buy his channel for $150, and I suddenly got a message. It was by someone called Dingleberry III, and he attempted to buy my channel, and I was like, oh, we're playing this game now. And I'm like, alright, let's play. So I give him an invite link to Discord, and he's like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk on Discord. And they're like, aren't you a businessman? Don't you do business? And then, this is where this story starts to get off the freaking rails. So Mr. Random sent a server link that Bobby already had, right? Right? Keep with me, alright? Keep with me. Mr. Random sent a server link to a server that Bobby made. And that server had my fucking house. And then I joined, and I tried to keep up the business act till he sent this, using both mine and Mr. Random's addresses to threaten us into submission. This shit is outlandish. And I know Bobby was so smug in his chair, like, hey, I got him. And then I was like, you understand that you just threatened me with my address, right? You understand that I can bring you to prison with this, right? and then he immediately bans me and then destroys the server. So I'm just saying, crazy, insane work. And not to mention the fact that Herb was there too. He's not safe. He was there. So I obviously made a post about it. And then Bobby made a counter post in which I went and messaged him myself. And he blocked me, going back on his word twice. And now at this point, I was ready to just turn him in. I was ready to do that. But then I looked back. I looked back at this man and his life. What happened to him? Some could call it sympathy, some could call it weakness. But I looked back on him and said, you know what? I don't want to see that in jail. So I tried to reason with things. I tried to, figure out things. But then I remembered I was still blocked, so yeah. Now, let's wrap up everything we've heard. We have around 100 fades, bullying, assault, harassment, threatening, provoked violence, and on top of that, we have cyberbullying, narcissism, being hypocritical, I guess we can add that, and most importantly, threatening to dox 2 people, me and Mr. ZY. We have all of this up on the board. Let's see the punishment for all of it. Let's see the grand total. Juvenile detention and channel termination. Now, I don't expect many people to see this, but if you do see this, I want you to check if his channel is still there by the time you see it. If it is, then all of this was for nothing. If it isn't, then the purpose of this video was accomplished. This video is not to put Bobbysfun in juvenile detention, even though he definitely deserves it. It is to punish him for these horrible acts of just chaos and trouble and, all of this stuff. I hope eventually Bobby comes to learn that his actions have consequences, and that these are the consequences. Goodbye, everyone, and this is the end of the Bobbysfun controversy.